Hello friends, I'm Lauren and I'm the maker behind Vintage Knitting Party. Welcome to the series Make, Do and Mend, in which every episode I endeavour to make something based on the materials that I already have on hand. Sustainability is really at the core of my creative practice, but that means that over the years I've picked up so many secondhand materials that what I have in my stash doesn't really feel sustainable to me anymore. So that's why I've written down every single project I can think of using the materials that I have on hand. I've put them all in this pumpkin, and every episode I'm going to pick one at random and try and make it until my stash is minimized. Here we go. Okay. We have a mend project. The project that I have written down is a tartan skirt that I picked up secondhand probably years ago, and honestly all that is wrong with it is probably the length, and I think the elastic is stretched out from memory. Let me grab it for you because this is going to be a really fun project. So here she is. As you can see, this is a beautiful vintage skirt with a lovely navy, bottle green and rust tartan print. So you can see the colours a little bit more. I absolutely love this fabric. I think it's so pretty. I think it would look so cute with so many things that I have in my wardrobe. And I really don't have enough long skirts for winter. Here in Brisbane, it doesn't even get that cold really. So a skirt like this, a pair of boots, maybe a little like short sleeve turtleneck is probably enough to get me through winter, which makes me a little bit sad, but you know, it's nice that I don't have to cover up my clothing with a coat. Yeah, so as I mentioned from memory, I think the only thing that really needs repairing is the fact that the elastic is completely stretched out. So it's much too big for me. And yeah, there's no sort of movement in the elastic there anymore. It's an Australian vintage brand. The brand is Toronto. It's polyester and viscose. And initially I thought I might want to hem it. I thought it may have been a little bit too long because it would be so cute as a mini skirt. It would be adorable. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm actually thinking that I may want to keep it long because I don't really have a lot of long skirts in my collection. So potentially this is going to be a really quick one. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so what I'm doing is unpicking the stitching, which is holding down the existing elastic. There is a row of stitching either side down this little channel here, but the stitching is actually only on the outer waistband. So I'm assuming that they stitched the elastic on to the outer waistband, closed the waistband, and then top stitched along both of them in 3 horizontal lines. I think that's what they must have done. After I unpick these little side channels and then all of these 3 rows of stitching, I'm going to unpick where the waistband is attached. It's only, it's like overlocked and then sort of has been stitched down, so I don't think that'll be complicated to do. And hopefully once I open it up, I will find some weird old stretched out elastic that I can undo, and I'll just pop some new elastic in there. This side will be extremely easy to do. This other side, which I've already started, I've already unpicked most of it, is the side where the button closure is. Why am I holding this upside down? It's the side where the button closure is. So I'm not sure whether that will be like as easy to stitch back in place. It may not look quite as neat as the original, although they haven't done a very neat job of this anyway. It kind of almost looks like someone's had a go at altering it at some point because there's some weird black threads in there. Like it's not all navy like the original stitching. Anyway, the skirt has had a life already, and that's what I'm doing with my unpicking, and I'll meet back up with you when I'm attaching the new elastic. As you can see here, I'm just going ahead and unpicking all of those rows of stitches. For some reason, unpicking is so much more enjoyable to do when it's not your work, so I just made myself comfortable on the couch with a podcast and went away at it. Alrighty, the elastic has been removed. You can kind of see it on the table behind me, but where is it? I don't even want to show you, they're so yucky. It's so crazy to me how much elastic deteriorates and how yuck it gets, but it is out. Where are we? it is out. We have exposed this little inside of the waistband. We've got, again, some weird old interfacing that's been deteriorating for decades. Anyway, that has all been removed. All I need to do is cut some new elastic, sew it down on the outer waistband, down the sides here, and then I close the waistband, stitch it down in the ditch, and then do my 3 lines of top stitching again, and then I'll be all done. When I went through my elastic stash, I was really pleased to see that I had some on hand that I could use. I picked up a meter of this braided elastic for only $1 at my local secondhand craft store, and it is perfect. The thread I used for this project I already had on hand as well, which made me really, really happy. And here is the final reveal. Watching this footage back, I actually really love this length. I think it's something just really different to any other skirt that I have in my wardrobe, and I think it'll be really, really handy, really easy to pair with different shirts and sweaters. I'm really happy with how the elastic came out. I think it looks really clean, and I was able to do a really good job of it. I'm extremely happy with how this skirt turned out. It's still, like, probably could have been a little bit tighter. I probably could have pulled in the elastic a tiny bit more, but I just think it's going to be so comfortable. It's going to be such a nice work skirt. It's going to be so cute wearing in the winter time. I still am undecided on whether I want to make it into a mini or not. So leave a comment, let me know. I hate to mess too much with a genuine vintage item, so part of me doesn't really want to cut into it, and part of me thinks it's going to be extremely wearable as a long skirt, and I'm really happy about that. But at the same time, I love a mini, so I would not be opposed. Maybe if I found a second version, if I found another one in an op shop and I took some scissors to it, especially if it's damaged. But like, this one's in such good quality, I really just don't want to hurt it at all, so I probably should just leave it. Stop cutting things up, that's enough, it's done. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is actually the first episode of the Make, Do and Mend series. If you're interested in seeing any more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Leave a like, leave a comment. It was a little bit nerve-wracking to film, so if you have any constructive feedback or you're interested in chatting to me in the comments, please feel free to. Otherwise, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Vintage Knitting Party. I'm much more active over there, and you can keep up to date with all of the knitting and sewing projects that I'm working on. Thank you so much.